So I'm Sunil Sharpe. I'm here in Centrepoint, aka the Button Factory, and I'm playing all night long here on December the 13th, which is a Saturday. I think when you're playing for the full night, there are different rules in a sense, in that you have wider scope to experiment, to play a little bit slower, to steadily bring you to where you want to in terms of starting to move the dance floor. I definitely enjoy that first half an hour, and you never know how quickly the gig will be to fill up. I mean, there's been plenty of gigs in the past that were real busy, but still it took an hour for people to actually get in on the night, whereas on other nights that mightn't be as busy, people could be in from like 15 or 20 minutes into it. So there's kind of no rhyme or reason sometimes to what the energy will be in the place, and based on what the energy is, you do have to kind of react to that sometimes. Like in an ideal scenario, on the night I would be playing mostly beatless, droney, ambient stuff, and I really enjoy that kind of intersection between kind of slower house, techno, glitchy kind of styles that are quite minimal as well, and how you build it from very low tempo up until it becoming a little bit more clubby and maybe over time a little bit more full on. And then I suppose over the course of the night, then it's about just sort of taking it down different routes, different avenues that in a regular set, if I was playing for 2 hours, for instance, I might only get to kind of navigate for 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe even 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, but you might get, 10 or 15, 20 minutes on a certain style. But I don't know, maybe it's just something in my personality as well. I don't really like getting stuck into one style for too much anyway. I remember it used to happen a fair bit in the old tripod, and that was like quite a big room, but you'd always sort of, there'd always be that kind of one ringleader or two that will come in. Sometimes they could be on their own, sometimes they could be like the head of a kind of a friends group or whatever. And it can just take one little thing. I like kind of holding back a bit, for instance, before I bring like a hi-hat in, for instance. I like to keep it quite minimal. But there will be like one of these like really minimal kind of deeper sort of grooves that could be kind of slightly chordy, but quite minimal. Very kind of basic construction in terms of the percussion and stuff. But it could be just something like a little hi-hat. And that kind of finger will go in the air and that will lift it off. And that's something that can really help you as well when you're opening up, is just having that ringleader or two on the dance floor who can help to kind of set things off. And I think there probably isn't enough credit given to crowds sometimes. They're the ones that make the atmosphere. I think sometimes there's too much credit given to DJs, Kevin Freeney is involved on this, and he's done just some incredible work and gigs over the years to give various nights and venues their look and identity. And I think if you told people who was doing the visuals and who was in charge and designing the lighting at particular nights and events and venues in the past, they might not know it was Kev Freeney, but it was, so he's going to be doing something pretty special for this. I think visual artists are as much live performers as DJs, if not more in certain ways. So it was quite important for us to have Kev in on this to kind of give it another dimension to previous all-night sets that I've done. I think even though I've done some of these all night long sets before, it didn't really emerge out of any kind of culture that there was here in Dublin. It was probably from doing longer sets abroad in Berlin in clubs where 3.5 or 4 hours was kind of the standard. And I think that's probably what gave me a bit more confidence or a push to do it here. But definitely if you see some of the sets and some of the DJs that come out of whatever club at midday or sometime in the afternoon after playing 12 hours or something like that, that's because the promoter or club said, yeah, go on, keep going. That's something that we can't really do here, and you have to really plan it, So I think that kind of spontaneity around doing longer sets, it's not something that we can be ready for or plan for or have the benefit of. You know, it's just not part of our culture here. But at the same time, I think 4 hours is still a long enough stint for a lot of people here that are going out to hear one DJ. But it will be definitely nice in the future when you have longer nights when somebody can still play a 4-hour set, but there's somebody else playing as well, maybe even another person too. You know, there was a gig I was doing there recently in Canada where I think 2 other people played on the night and I still played for 4 hours. So I'd like to see as well where when we do extend the times where you'll have somebody play earlier in the night, then you might have the international headliner, and then you'll have the local or locals getting to finish the night then as well.
So yeah, it's just handed this, so there you go. So see you there. Is that it?